The Granblue Fantasy Relink Endless Ragnarok closed beta has happened, and I want to give my thoughts on it and the future of Relink. I used to play Granblue Fantasy Relink in the past, and it was one of my favorite games of 2024. Now, with the announcement of Endless Ragnarok, I've been playing a lot recently, trying to get my hands on those super powerful weapons and getting everyone to level 100. I haven't been playing online lately thanks to mods, but I did get some games in during the beta. I'll have that footage playing in the background. But before we continue further, greetings, I'm Seraphlor. If you're new here, welcome. I hope you consider subscribing. And if you're not new, welcome back. Let's talk about the Endless Ragnarok closed beta test. The first thing I want to talk about is Beatrix, one of the new characters being added in the expansion. Beatrix is pretty simple to use, surprisingly. Her Delta Clock mechanic is easy to understand. The red buff buffs your attack, the yellow buff buffs your defense, and the green one buffs your healing. Well, it doesn't really buff your healing, but it does give you a small regen. I'm pretty sure all of the buffs will be a lot better once you have masteries. The beta didn't give us any access to masteries and we couldn't level up either. We were stuck at level 10. One thing about the Delta Clock mechanic is that it discourages mashing. If you're using a controller, holding the triangle button or the Y button will charge it and will enable Devour Causality mode. And with that, you can have powerful combo finishers. But the problem is, if you start mashing the button, you will accidentally advance your Delta Clock and you'll find yourself off of the offensive buff mode and might actually be on the defense mode or on the regen mode. So that's something to keep in mind. When I play characters like Siegfried, I don't mash like at all. I try to carefully time his attacks because that's the whole point of the character. But whenever I'm playing anyone else that doesn't require mechanics like those, I just turn my brain off. I go full monkey mode and just mash the button. So this is another character that you have to pay attention to. Another thing about Beatrix, which is kind of confusing, is that she's water element. If you have played Granblue Fantasy, the mobile game, you would know that she's darkness element, especially this incarnation of Beatrix here. So I'm really curious as to why she's water. She could have an ult that I just don't know about, and that's water, so maybe that's why, but still. Oh, it could be for balancing reasons. I know for a fact that we only have 3 water characters in the base game, so you can't make a mono water team, so maybe that's why. And if that's the case, Eustace, who is coming up, he could be wind. Next, I want to talk about the crossplay. Part of the reason why they had a closed beta test in the first place was to test the crossplay. I got to use it. The connection was pretty bad on the first day. People couldn't find quick matches and had to make lobbies instead. But on the second day onward, you were able to find quick matches, and I got matched with a few non-Steam players. And yeah, it worked. It worked pretty well. Crossplay is great. If there were any problems, I usually just chalk it up to my internet not being very good, but if there were problems, I never encountered any aside from the comments that the Granblue Fantasy Relink Twitter account talked about. When it comes to UI and graphics, the UI has definitely been updated, of course, and I think the graphics have improved too. Or maybe I'm just used to my own settings that I use in the OG game. Because when I was playing the Endless Ragnarok beta, I didn't really mess around with settings except just turn the FPS up to 120. During the beta, I played on Linux, more specifically Linux Mint, and in terms of compatibility, both the beta and the base game only needed the latest Proton Experimental, so I had no problems playing the games. They worked perfectly fine out of the box. When you finish the Endless Ragnarok beta, you also get access to a survey. And you can scan the QR code and the survey will happen. And it's just a small survey talking about your experience, nothing major. But when it comes to the future of this game, I want to talk about that a little bit. First things first, I hope they consider adding more characters down the line. I would love to have the Black Knight in the game. Please add the Black Knight in the game. I would main her in an instant. Also, I really hope they support this game for at least a year instead of the 2 months that they did with the base game. And if they're not going to support the game for that long, then maybe like develop a sequel. The sequel could be in like a new Skydom, or maybe a prequel, or maybe even a full-on remake of the mobile game in this style. That would be incredible. But whatever the case, unique games like this are very hard to come by. And if Cygames won't provide, I do hope others can give us a Monster Hunter JRPG fusion like this. Because Granblue Fantasy Relink was too unique of a game for it to have died as quickly as it had. I really wish they had a long-term strategy for the game, but I'm glad Endless Ragnarok exists. I'm excited for the game. I can't wait to put in more hours into it. And later today, even, we're going to hop into more Granblue Fantasy Relink. I need to get my characters leveled up, and I need to get their weapons. So, yeah. That's pretty much all I wanted to say about the Endless Ragnarok beta. It was a good beta. Glad to be playing a new character, trying Beatrix out, and like I said before, I really hope they support this game long term. And that's all. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys later.